Hello and welcome to the People Chronicles Storied Women. My name is Anna Rose Ingarra-Milch and I am your host. I am also the author of Lunch with Lucille. Lunch with Lucille is the story of how one woman's life impacted another woman. So here on Storied Women, we bring women from our community to share their story so that we can learn from them as well. And today, my guest is Franki Aitken. Hi, Franki.
Hello, Anna Rose.
Okay, so here's the big question. What is it that you want our viewers to remember from our conversation? That takeaway, that special takeaway.
I work at the Berks County Community Foundation, and it's not just because I work at a nonprofit organization, but I get asked a lot of times what people can do to make a difference, and people think they can't make a difference. So what I want people to take back is whatever you do, small, big, in the community, at your home, wherever, everyone can make a difference.
That's very, actually I think it was John Kennedy who said everyone can make a difference and everybody should try.
Exactly,
Something
exactly.
like that.
And what I find is a lot of people don't know how to try. When I first moved in this community,
So how long ago was that? When did you come to the community?
1992.
Okay.
And then I actually full-time, I was here in 1994. So I commuted for 2 years down to Philadelphia. But I wanted to get involved in this community because this is where I was now living. And I struggled with trying to figure out where to volunteer, how to get involved. And as a result, I am one who, when someone wants to volunteer, I'll find them any place or anything that they want to do that fits what they are interested in.
Yeah. So how do you do that? How does somebody make a difference? I mean, I think that's a good thing. I mean, you make a good point there, that people just don't know how to make a difference, how I can contribute. I think there's lots of people, especially in Reading. I think Reading is probably the most contributory people that I've ever met in anywhere that I live. Everybody's always looking to help somebody else.
And I agree. I was born in North Jersey. That didn't happen there. I lived and worked in Philadelphia. That didn't happen there. And that's when I came here and I thought, wow, this is a community that's really giving back. I think people are making a difference even if they don't realize it. They are a volunteer for their daughter's Girl Scout troop, or they're knitting for for babies' caps at the hospital. That's giving back. And I think people, they think because they're not giving of big chunks of time that it's not giving back. And what I try to do is when I talk to somebody who's interested in giving back is find out what their passion is. What are they passionate about? And it could be the littlest thing. And then there's some place in Berks County that needs that help.
Mm-hmm. Good point. And then you can connect them because you know everything.
You know
everything that's going on, though.
I work at an organization that,
tell us a little bit.
That's what we do.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about what you do.
At Berks County Community Foundation, what we do is we do 3 things. We help individuals or corporations or just groups of people who want to give back and want to do something. So we help them structure their charitable plan. What does that look like? What is important to them? Because what we then do is they will make a gift to the community foundation. We manage those funds in perpetuity, so forever, and then we make grants out. So that's why we spend a lot of time talking to people about what their passion is and how, because it's either you're going to give time, talent, treasure. And so these people are talent or treasure.
Oh, I like that.
And
Did you make that up?
No. Oh, no. But so these people at the Community Foundation, our donors, are giving their treasure. Not everyone has treasure. Or a lot of people want to make a difference with their hands or, interact. I do I've sat on boards, I've sat on committees where, for me, what I make the biggest impact, I think, on is working one-on-one with youth. So that's what I found out is my passion is youth. And giving back and making a difference, even if it's in just one student or one child's life.
Yeah. I saw, we talk about making that impact on students because it's kind of like, etching, especially when you get them young enough. Yeah. So where do you work with youth? At the
Olivet Boys and Girls Club, they have the Youth of the Year program.
Yeah.
That what they do is each of the units they kind of compete amongst the units, and then they each put up a Youth of the Year, and then they compete against each other. So each unit, then there's an Olivet Youth of the Year winner, and then that winner actually goes on to the state. So Then what I do is I'm a member of Reading Toastmasters, so public speaking is important. I think what happened was these are youth that are not even like, a lot of don't even look up, let alone know how to publicly speak.
Yeah.
So working with them on their public speaking and their interviewing skills.
Oh, vital.
Yep.
Very, very vital. Which goes then to talent, so your treasure talent.
Right.
And what's the third one?
Time.
Time.
So it's volunteering.
Yes.
It's giving back.
Yeah. You know, when you think in terms of contributing, some people think that, yes, I don't have the money, therefore I don't contribute. And they don't really understand that we make an impact on we could just make an impact smiling.
Seeing someone in the grocery store, knowing a neighbor had surgery, bringing them a meal. I mean, that's giving back.
Yeah.
And I think what we do is we don't give ourselves credit for the things that we do.
Yeah, I think that's great. It's a really simplistic way to look at it,
Yep.
but it is that simple. I mean, contributing is that simple. You know, I know that when I walk down Penn Street a lot of times, as soon as I make eye contact with somebody, I say good morning, and then their face just lights up, and you get it back.
You do.
And I say to myself, we can do that in Reading. We can just electrify the next person and the next person and the next person and the next person, and each of us can make a difference with whether or not we can, we have the money to do it, or we just have the energy to do it and the time, and just take that 1 second to do it.
And I think one of the things that people think is they don't have the time. We have, at my church, we have a knitting group, and what they do is they make caps, or it's a prayer shawls. So we have some shut-ins that they're giving back because they're sitting knitting, making shawls for people who are in need or in crisis, and then, there's someone else who delivers it.
Wonderful.
So
What is the name? What church is that?
Trinity Lutheran Church in the city of Reading.
Wonderful.
So all different ways people can give back. It's just finding your niche, finding how much time you have, and finding what's important to you.
Yeah, it's amazing, because when you talk about that, it doesn't matter how old we are. When you think of the impact that Malala, remember from Pakistan?
Yep.
This one little girl, she's like an 8th grader or something like that. She writes the diary of how Pakistani girls were not going to be allowed to go to school anymore, and the impact that she makes just by her writings.
Yep.
And I think she got the Nobel Peace Prize or something, didn't she?
That's where it starts. Youth.
Exactly.
It starts with youth. We have a youth advisory committee, a bunch of high school kids learning about giving back and community needs at the Community Foundation, and it's amazing what they do. There's also actually Voice Up Berks, which is another youth organization for volunteering, and their volunteering is a little different in that it's so they come up with youth projects to volunteer at, and then there's reflection on what it meant to them and the difference that it meant to them, and hearing these conversations, because youth remember that. We sometimes we go and we volunteer and we say, yeah, it makes an impact, but for youth it's huge.
Sure.
And when you hear them talking to their friends or going back and telling their parents what they did, like the smile on their face is just immense.
Exactly, and that and it gets rewarded, and it gets repeated, and it gets multiplied. Just great. I'm so glad you came in to talk about this topic, because we haven't spoken. This is a topic that we really haven't touched about, how everybody can make a difference. Just one person makes a difference. If we just make one person makes a difference for one person who makes a difference for one person, it's just amazing. I'm glad. Thank you so much, Franki, for coming in to talk about us.
You are welcome.
Because today you have made the difference.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for listening. Thank you for following Storied Women on the People Chronicles. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The People Chronicles, and you won't miss any stories.
These stories are made possible in part by Queen City Restaurant, Greth Homes, Heidelberg Family Restaurant, and Spring Ridge Financial.